Hi everybody and welcome back. Today we're working on the pirate ship, and as you can see, since the last time that I worked on this with you guys, I've gotten almost this entire top section done. So you're seeing a lot more of that sunset, that beautiful yellow and orange pink colors. The palms in the background. I have a little bit more of the palm on this side to get done, so we'll probably work on that today. And then we're going to get down into the heart of it over here, and then eventually down here. So welcome back, like I said, and I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining me. And real quick, since I'm thinking about it, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out, and I really appreciate it. So let's get into this. I'm going to work on this tree over here if I can make sure I don't mess up everything on my desk. We're gonna zoom in. I gotta move everything. You know what? I'm gonna have to go sideways. I think that's the best way to go. I'm gonna have to do sideways so that I can keep it in the camera here. So we're like right around here. We're gonna be working on some of this section here. I might zoom out just a tad today so that we can get this whole section in here, like so. That works. Excuse me. And I'm going to try and get my magnet, my cover minder, to where it works for me, not against me. Alright, and I'm going to use my tweezers. I've been using my pen from DP Creations by Danny. Sorry, Creations by Danny. I've been using this off camera, but for you guys, I'm going to use tweezers. That way it focuses more on the the drills in the canvas rather than on my hand. So we're going to work on this darker color here. For now, let's get that done, and then we'll move on to maybe a little bit of the lighter colors. Now this, if you guys know, this is a Leisure Arts Diamond Dots canvas, so their numbers for their drills are not DMC numbers. They have their own system, but this is basically a 310 that I'm working on right now. Betsy was so kind to send me a conversion of the Diamond Dots numbers to the DMC numbers. So thank you very much again, Betsy, for that. But I don't have it handy right now, but that's okay. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm excited because the game that I've been waiting to play is coming out this weekend, or well, because I pre-ordered it, so we can. My husband and I both pre-ordered it, so we can play it early, which is very exciting because I've been waiting for it to come out. For gosh, it was pushed. It's a game called Starfield, and it was pushed back. I think twice. The release date. So it's finally coming out, which I'm super excited about it. It's basically a role-playing game which is set in space. So I've been avoiding any kind of gameplay or anything like that. I have not gone on to YouTube because I know that some streamers got it early and were playing it, and I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna watch it. Not gonna watch it. Because I want to experience it all myself for the first time. I don't want to see anybody else's gameplay. I might have to get different tweezers. These ones are really good, but they are finicky when it comes to round drills, whereas my other tweezers aren't as finicky. I like these because they're longer, so I can keep my hand further out of the camera for you guys. I need to just slow down, I think is what it is. I was trying to do it too fast. But and see, once you lose one, it's hard to pick it back up when it's not on the tray. So just go slow, Stacy. Just go slow. I've been watching, I think I might have mentioned this last time, I've been watching a lot of old westerns lately, because one of the residents at my job likes westerns, and actually everybody's been really enjoying them lately, so I've been watching some old ones. And then last night while I was working on this, I was like, I want to watch True Grit with John Wayne in it, so I watched that last night. You know, growing up, my dad always watched, like, John Wayne was like one of his favorites, so he was always watching John Wayne movies, it seemed like. So I kind of missed that, you know, now that I'm older. So I turned on True Grit last night and I was watching that. That's a fun little movie. It's cute in the sense of, you know, the relationship between John Wayne's character and the girl that he's helping. It's fun. This one's a little bit out of whack, so gotta move that. But yeah, and then like at work, they've been playing like McClintock, which I still haven't really seen the full one because, you know, while I'm working, I get to see bits and pieces of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing. But that's kind of fun too. It is a little outlandish when you watch it about what was acceptable, even in movies, for how people were treated back then. It is a little bit, you know, crazy that that's the way the world used to be, but I still think it's fun. And, you know, just because I look at things like, you know, just because they live that way doesn't mean that I live that way. And, you know, it was a different time. And I think a lot of people don't, they hold misjudgment on people when they enjoy certain things. You know, there's a lot of people, like, specifically like comedians and stuff like that. When you look at old comedy specials and stuff, you know, the jokes were definitely a lot more raunchier, a lot more racial, but it's all jokes, and you have to take everything into context, right, for the time that it was, and also who's performing the jokes. And I'm not saying that, you know, any of that the bad treatment of people is okay. I'm not saying that at all, but I also do know how to separate jokes from hurtful behavior, you know what I mean? And I think that, and maybe it's just me, and you guys are allowed to disagree with me. I won't get mad at anybody that does, but I just feel like, you know, this day and age, we're just way too sensitive, if that makes sense. And I think people just need to chill out, for lack of a better term. But, you know, you know, I'm out of place for saying all that, but that's just the way I think. I think that everybody's just a little too uptight when it comes to stuff like that. And I get it. I get like that with some things too. But I also recognize when I have to realize that that's not me. It doesn't really affect me. So because I don't know. That's just the way that I think. And maybe my thoughts get me in trouble, but I just think, going back to the original reason why, before getting into that little tangent, was, I just really like the old movies. I really like the dynamic of old movies, and I think that the acting was outlandish on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of the Hollywood stuff was over the top on purpose and exaggerated to some extent, and it still is. I mean, if you watch movies now, it's just exaggerated and outlandish in a different direction, I think. But those old movies are really fun to watch, the old westerns. I don't know what else, like, I was trying to think, like, I watched some 80s movies. I told you that. I watched some 80s movies not too long ago, and those are really fun to watch too. And you couldn't do movies like that today, which is kind of sad, because I feel like our comedy is really boring nowadays. I don't think there's anything really good about comedy nowadays. So I think that in the 80s and before that, we would push the envelope a little bit more, and we don't do that, where everything's just so safe now, and tries to be so safe now. And I don't know, that's kind of sad to me. It kind of bums me out. But I have been watching, change of subject, on Outlandish or whatever, or comedy. I have been watching the new Star Trek on Paramount Plus, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I think that's really done well. I think it's good, and I probably talked about this last time, but I think that the writing is done well, the cinematography is done well, and I think that show has a lot of potential, compared to other Star Trek shows that I've seen. I think this one has a lot of potential. So, and I'm doing myself a favor. I'm not binging it. So when I watch it, I've been watching like one episode a day. So I'm not killing myself with it and getting bored with it. I'm just enjoying it for what it is. I'm a little off camera right now just because I have a few right here that I want to get down before I move over. So I apologize for being just a tad off camera, as you can see. But I'm working on this this color here, which is one of the AB colors that came with this kit. This beautiful green color. And I've mentioned this before, Diamond Dots with their ABs, they put the coating on top, but it doesn't cover the whole thing, so you are actually able to still see some of the underlying original color of the drill, which is nice. I like that. That way, for me, I feel like it blends more, like it gives you just enough sparkle but not too much so it overpowers it, because we've had a lot of oh, I got lost in my conversation. The Diamond Dots drills are way more shiny than any other drills that I've ever seen. And I've talked about this a lot. I don't know what's up with them, but they are just super shiny compared to regular drills. And so they need to coat their AB drills just enough so that you can notice them, but not to overpower, because the canvas itself, when it's complete, is unbelievably shiny anyway. So I don't know why I lost train of thought there. I was thinking about something else. I think it was this comment that I read before I started this video. Somebody commented that this series name, DP with me, has very different meaning in younger generations, and I wasn't aware of it when I first started doing this series, naming it this way, because I didn't want to name it Whip and Chat. I don't know. I just wanted it something more unique for me. And when I first started naming it DP with me, my husband told me about the different meaning of that, and I was like, well, you know, whatever. If people want to think that, they can think that. But I guess that's not necessarily a good thing. So I will, starting with this one, I will be actually starting this week, I should say, because it might not be this one. It might be the one before this. I will be naming it. I will be spelling out diamond painting with me on the thumbnail. I'll probably still say DP with me inside of, you know, if I'm talking about it, but I was hoping that it wouldn't be an issue, and I guess I'm wrong. I guess maybe I should be a little bit more realistic about things sometimes, but I didn't think it was going to be anything to worry about. Alright, so we did a lot of that green in there, so I don't know if you can see the shine of the AB drills in there, but they don't, they're not too overpowering. So I'm gonna, we're gonna work a little bit on this section right here. So yeah, this week you'll see it'll say diamond painting with me rather than DP with me. And I won't get into what the younger generations think it means. From what I understand, it comes from a comedy movie, and just, you know, guys being stupid. But that's okay. I guess I don't watch enough movies. Guess I don't watch enough movies. So, but that's alright. No big deal. No harm to anybody. And to the person that commented, thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. It allows me to make things more appropriate for anybody who wants to tune in. You know what I mean? So, I'm not mad at it. Thank you. And I will change it on my thumbnails. So I'm just putting these, because I don't feel like emptying these out of my tray, which I probably could, but I have them right here, so I might as well put them in. This nice purple color here. Sometimes I get like that when I have more in the tray and I know that they're just right there. I might as well just put them on the canvas, if that makes any sense. I hope I am still on camera, right? Because I'm working right there. Yeah. It's hard to see. I've got cables like in front of my little screen. So I can't, sometimes I can't see what exactly you're seeing. But oh, I'm so excited about playing that game. Sorry, I just keep thinking about it because I gotta record a couple of videos before I can play it. So I'm just super excited about playing it. So what have you guys been up to? I hope, you know, summer's winding down. We've got, what, another month of it? And then we're into fall. Are you guys getting ready for the seasons to change? And, you know, what is it? Halloween's going to be coming soon. Can you believe that? We're almost at Halloween. A couple months away from Halloween. That's crazy. Years go by so quick. It's so quick. I'm kind of excited for it. It's been a hot one this summer, you know. We're trying not to use too much of our electricity. We just got our solar panels up and they're working, but we haven't seen, I mean, it hasn't been a full month yet since they've been up and running, so I'm not sure what kind of difference it's going to make when it comes to the electric bill yet. We won't know until we get probably a couple months into it to see fully what kind of change it's going to be, but try not to use too much of the air, you know, because in this, you know, in summertime you can get away with not using the air. Yeah, it's hot and it's sticky and it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you need heat in the winter, right? So like if you can save a few bucks now by just you know, getting through the heat, then that really helps out in winter when you have to have that thing running all the time, you know what I mean? So let's see, next we're gonna work on, I think, this right here and maybe a little bit right there, and then we're gonna call it a day. So that is 20, is that color. Yep. I don't really have much to talk about though, to tell you the truth. I mean, I just kind of ramble. I did read an article on the Maui fires, which I found was kind of like interesting and almost a little bit terrifying too. It was talking about how the all of the electrical cables that are outside, you know, on the poles, they weren't coated, you know. So, and with all the high winds that they get there, a lot of the telephone poles, or not telephone, but a lot of the electric poles were almost at like 45-degree angles because of the high winds. And with the wires themselves not being coated, they hit that dry ground and they just sparked and arced, and that's how the fire started. So there's like you know, people that are going to be suing like the electric company and stuff like that, and I'm just like, and they say they've been working on, you know, getting it fixed for probably, I think, like the last 10 years or so. They've been trying to get them all fixed, either replaced, or I think their ultimate goal is to get them underground, to redo them so that they're all underground. But they, you know, I guess it's slow moving or whatever, and so I just, like, could it have been avoided? Maybe, but did they have enough time to, you know, the weather's so unpredictable that I feel like, yeah, they probably could have moved faster, but how, you know, how were they supposed to know that all of that was going to happen, you know, and that they only had a limited amount of time to get things done? That's, you know, I want to say it's almost asking a lot for them to predict all that. It's, you know, I'm very, very, it's very unfortunate what happened, and, you know, my condolences go out to all of the families, and I feel horrible that all of this happened. I just don't know if it could have been any different, you know? When you look at the situation, you look at the way that they were doing stuff, and I could be wrong. It is just one article in our local newspaper that I read. But it's just so tragic. And sometimes I feel like government entities make it way more difficult than it needs to be in order to complete things that need to get done. And it's a horrible, horrible tragedy, you know? So I'm going to do a couple more, excuse me, a couple more of this color. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're enjoying the way that this looks. I have no idea where that one flung to. I'll have to find that one later. I hope you guys are enjoying this diamond painting. Thanks again, Betsy, for sending this to me, because I am loving it. I am loving the colors on this thing. I think it's going to be amazing when it's done. I can't wait to get down to the actual pirate ship to, oh my gosh, to work on that. So I'm excited about that. And this is going to look great in my office when I get done with it. I have to buy a frame for it, so I'm going to have to start looking for that. But, oh, I just put these all on the wrong color. All on the wrong letter, I mean. See what happens when I'm not paying attention? Thinking about other things, and I did not pay attention to where that needed to go. And I just flung that color too, and I have no idea where it went. I'll find it though. I never lose them for too long. Never lose them for too long. Oh, here's one right here. If I can grab it. Oh. It's so hard to pick them up when they're not in a tray. I don't know where the other one went, but no worries. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a day here on this particular painting. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to zoom out here so that we can take a look at this. Zoom out. There we go. Close that all up. so that you guys can see what we've got done. So we worked on this tree over here. So we pretty much finished up this palm over here, and now we're down in this section here. There's a little bit of like a purplish that's going to go right in here, and we're going to work our way over to this palm over here, and probably just go left or right. I think I've gotten enough done on that top part where I can now keep this straight for me to work on instead of turning it upside down. We'll see. We'll see though. But thank you very much for joining me, and if you have subscribed, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, and that way you'll get notified when my next video goes live. Also leave a comment. You guys know I love my comments, and I try to get back to you within a week. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It really does help me out, and I really appreciate it. And welcome to the channel if you do subscribe. Alright everybody, thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.